Number 10, Sabo's Second Coming, One Piece.
下地民が私の船の前を横切った
It's practically an unwritten rule of storytelling that, unless there's a body, a character isn't really dead. Although in Sabo's case, becoming seafood is a pretty good cover. That didn't stop hopeful fans from theorizing that Dragon, who had taken a special interest in Luffy's sworn brother, may have rescued him before his ship was blown to smithereens. The lack of a corpse gave the idea some credence, but the fact Sabo's death was truly mourned indicated he'd really perished. That is until he suddenly reappeared, having been saved by Dragon just like fans guessed. Sabo's return was a few years late due to some amnesia, but a win is still a win.
Sabo!
やあ
知り合いか
ルフィのお兄さんよ。
何
Number 9, The Fate of Light Yagami, Death Note.
デスノートを使った人間が天国や地獄に行けると思うな
In the very first episode of the series, one rule was made explicitly clear. Those who use the Death Notes cannot go to either heaven or hell. Naturally, that begs the question, where do they go? Unfortunately, the series ending doesn't give much of a concrete answer, so many viewers extrapolated that they become Shinigami themselves. The Death Reapers have no official origin, and it fits into the series' themes of justice and atonement.
最初に言ったよなお前が死んだ時俺がお前の名前を俺のノートに書くことになると
These suspicions seem to be confirmed in the OVA adaptation, which includes a new ending scene featuring a Shinigami very reminiscent of Light. It's never outright confirmed to be him, but why else would they add this new scene?
新世界の神だ
Number 8, a prideful prediction. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
まあブラッドレーの遠縁の子だから出来がいいのはあの人の血筋なのかもしれないわね。
奥様の遠縁では。
いいえ。
The identities of these sinful homunculi had theorists frothing at the mouth for years. In fact, you could say it was a real matter of pride. Due to the manga's ongoing release, the 2003 adaptation pinned the blame on King Bradley for their original ending. It was a reasonable extrapolation that put most fans off the scent of the true culprits. But in 2006, one reader discovered several subtle and seemingly negligible similarities between Pride and Selim Bradley.
あの子気づいちゃいました困りましたねうちのお母さんおしゃべりが好きで
So, even with an obvious culprit at hand, the fan correctly guessed that the young boy was the real villain. To put it into perspective, this was 3 months before the manga's reveal, and 4 years before it would ever be animated.
私の名はブライド始まりのホムンクルス
Number 7, Satoko's to blame. Higurashi, when they cry, go.
大丈夫かよサトコ
These guys have a real nasty habit of getting stuck in murderous time loops. Though in their defense, this time it was totally Satoko's fault. Though she spent the first few seasons as victim fodder alongside the others, the Go series had a few early signs that pointed to her villainy. So even among the blood, guts, and other dismembered body parts, most fans found enough evidence for a rather quick conviction.
約束するのですよ嘘だティカの嘘つき嘘つき何が一緒に叶えたいよ
At first, it seemed a bit far-fetched, given Satoko's mostly sweet disposition, but that just made the inevitable reveal all the more terrifying. It's safe to say she threw non-believers for a loop in more ways than one.
さすがは強情っぱりの理科。簡単にはいきませんわね。
Number 6, Gohan Blanco, Dragon Ball franchise.
How's that? So is this what you wanted to see?
That's perfect, Gohan.
All things considered, it's not too surprising that most well-researched fan theories end up at least partially true. What's completely unprecedented is for a meme to do the same. Fan headcanon during the Tournament of Power believed that Gohan would unlock a new form with white hair to once again become the series protagonist, a form known as Gohan Blanco. It was just that, a name with no real credibility in canon beyond a few cheeky fan gags.
Gohan!
Of course, no one back then could have known that Gohan's next transformation would actually give him white hair. Even though the new form is technically called Gohan Beast, for most fans, this is the true debut of Gohan Blanco in all his glory. It's all the cooler because no one ever expected the white hair to actually come true.
この程度か。今度は僕の番だ。
Number 5, Titanic Revelation, Attack on Titan.
じゃあエレンはどこにいるってんだ。
まさか。
As if the show didn't have a behemoth-sized following already, the introduction of Titan shifters set the fanbase into an utter frenzy. With so many minds at work, deducing the likely candidates became as obvious as an actual approaching Titan. To start, Reiner and Berthold had a suspiciously overwrought reaction to the Beast Titan's entrance. That's when compounded with their lack of internal monologue and murky motivations only solidified what most had already deduced, that these two were the armored and colossal titans respectively. At a certain point it became less a theory and more of a hope. After all, there was really no satisfying way they could have been anyone else. Number 4, a rivalry's end, Mobile Suit Gundam franchise.
Lala Soon was a young woman who may very well have become a mother to me. You took away her life, so don't you dare judge me!
Mother?
The two adversaries went out with an actual blaze of glory, or at least that's what it seemed. The 1988 film Char's Counterattack culminated the iconic rivalry between Char and Amuro with a real bang. And then, well, nothing. The credits rolled, leaving the fates of both its legendary leads up for interpretation. Most viewers rightfully assumed they were both goners, since it would have been a disservice to the climactic battle to have them both survive. However, their widely accepted deaths were only confirmed in 2010's Mobile Suit Gundam Unicorn.
君に託す。なすべきと思ったこと。
There they returned as spirits to impart some last words of wisdom before figuratively and literally saying farewell to the decade-spanning fan theory.
もういいのか？あとは彼らに任せよう。
Number 3, Beneath the Mask, Naruto Shippuden.
貴様らの相手はまた今度だ。あれは車輪が。
The only real question revolving Tobi's identity is why he bothered wearing a mask at all. For one, the fact he immediately revealed his Sharingan to Kakashi massively thinned the suspect pool. Secondly, his name was nearly a complete anagram of the copy ninja's fallen comrade, Obito, who seemingly died off-screen several years prior. Seriously, he could have at least tried a little harder with the name.
お前は。
Even when Tobi tried to pass himself off as Madara, his continued use of the mask made it all too obvious that the whole thing was a poorly disguised ruse. As it stands, this was less of a fan theory and more of an eye-rolling inevitability.
その名で呼びたいのであれば、好きに呼べばいい。俺には何の意味もない。
Number 2, Todoroki Family Tree, My Hero Academia.
お前がいるとは聞いてねえ。
In the age of social media, anime fans have developed their own superpowered quirk of accurately predicting massive plot twists. But even still, this one lit a fuse incredibly early. Before Toya Todoroki had even name-dropped, fans deduced that the fire-wielding Dabi and Shoto's inexplicably missing brother were one and the same.
ナンバーワンになって強敵倒したところで心から消えるはずないだろ。お母さんの悲鳴、ショートの泣き声、トーヤ兄のこともさ。
These subtle bits of foreshadowing over the years only fanned the flames into an inferno of fan expectation. By the time Dabi finally revealed his true lineage, the entire fandom burned with the satisfaction of a theory proved right. That's noteworthy on its own, but the fact the prediction emerged as early as it did puts it in a league of its own.
そうやって立派な名前があるんだから。
Number 1, not a remake. Rebuild of Evangelion series.
できないよ。殺したってできないよ。
お前が死ぬぞ。
いいよ。アスカを殺すよりはいい。
Admittedly, Evangelion isn't the easiest show to analyze, but one thing has always been abundantly clear: Neon Genesis Evangelion doesn't need a remake. So the film series played on those exact expectations. What began as a near shot-for-shot remake soon included a few new scenes, then a new character, and then an entirely new storyline altogether. But as some fans realized early on, the clues were always there.
爆薬が増えてる。信用減ってるのね、私たち。
Even in its seemingly faithful to a false story structure, there were the tiniest Easter eggs that implied this was not just an alternate retelling. The result is a double whammy. Fans had their suspicions confirmed, and they got an exciting new chapter in the series at the same time.
父さん、もうやめようよ。
なぜだ。なぜシンジがここにいる。
父さんのことが知りたいから。
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.